Hello, my name is Bhoomika Madhukar and this is my reflection video. The question at hand here is what I learned about myself during this project management course and what are the things that I learned in terms of leadership and communication, and to give three examples. Coming to the first part of the question on what I learned about myself. Initially, when I joined this course, I was of the mindset that I'll be learning technical jargon about project management, like what is waterfall, what is agile model. But as and when we went through this course, I learned a lot about myself and how I, as a person, operate under structure, how I need to communicate better, and what leadership actually means. Um, as an engineer, I always am designed to think in terms of engineering and in terms of code and in terms of how do I optimize this and that. But as a project manager, I learned in this course that project management is much more than the technical stuff. It is about learning how to effectively translate ideas to non technical stakeholders, to simplify things for them, to explain it in non technical terms. And it is about how I need to be intentional in my communication. The second thing is leadership is not authority. It does not mean authority. When we did activities like what is servant leadership and if servant leadership actually helps, it helped me understand that what I thought about leadership is not about authority at all. It's about being an influential leader and making the team come together rather than being an authoritative boss and saying, hey, do this, do that. Then I also learned by doing activities like the WBS template, by doing charters, by defining scope. It's very important to be clear because ambiguity results in creating risks. And if we are not clear about something, it'll lead to problems downstream. So upstream, we have to be clear about things. And I have seen myself apply this even in my work already by identifying scope creep and saying, hey, this is out of scope for this project. Let's put it in another Jira ticket. Let's create a new thing. So I'm already seeing how I'm making these changes in my work, where if I'm able to identify what is out of scope and I'm able to be very clear on what I'm working on. Coming to the aspect of leadership and communication perspective, I think there are three important skills that I have learned. One is you have to be an active listener. Active listening involves truly understanding the requirements of a stakeholder, truly understanding what the client wants, because sometimes they're saying something but they actually mean something else. So before I go to my team and tell, hey, I've gathered the requirements for this, I need to be super clear, super attentive about what these requirements are and what the stakeholders actually want. Listening like this prevents misalignment and it makes sure that everybody is on the same page, because later it shouldn't be like I misheard something and the stakeholders meant something else and we ended up developing for a month and it was actually the wrong product. So active listening is a very key skill that I think leaders should have. The second one is emotional intelligence and conflict management. When we're working together for so long and when we're handling a team, there is bound to be conflict. Two ideas that don't really work will butt heads with one another, but how we manage this conflict is very important. And I understood the importance of having empathy as a leader by doing some of these course activities, and that by having empathy, we will actually bring the team together rather than having more conflict and animosity amongst the team. As a PM, there must be balance. There has to be accountability and team support. And we have to always protect the team while also maintaining transparency with stakeholders. And one of the things about this empathy that I learned is that it's okay to say no. Like, if a deadline hasn't been met, it's okay to go and face the stakeholders by saying, no, this was critical, rather than being an authoritative figure to the team members and causing distress amongst them. And the third one is having very clear and structured communication. The way everything is communicated matters. So a PM has to be able to translate complex ideas, concise them, tailor them to different audiences. And if executive wants risk exposure, engineering, if they say, hey, I want risk exposure, I should be able to translate it to the engineers so that they understand well. So these are some of the things that I've learned from this course, and I've really enjoyed these, and these realizations has been the biggest takeaway for me.